officially live. Let me refresh the YouTube. Yep, we're live. Amazing.
Live?
Let me send it. Yep, we're
Cool.
live, man. Awesome. So I'm gonna send it to group. How are you doing, Chris? How's work?
Amazing. Amazing. Work is good. Just got back
Hey,
from
Isa.
what's up?
I was like saying hi to Isa. Isa
Uh,
is a top student in my AI community.
hey, you're killing it with that community, man.
Yeah, thanks. How was Europe, by the way? Like I saw a lot of stories about Europe.
Good, good. It was lots of travel. Cool to experience. Like I really went there, kind of tapped off of, social media, even work, like tried to work minimal, and
Like,
get in that creative flow.
yeah,
It was great, man.
that's cool actually. And like a full month, barely any work done.
Yes, I mean, like I'll tell you right now, it was terrible. I love work. I love my work. I love what I do,
Yeah.
and it's part of me at this point. But I
Hmm.
thought, maybe I'll try it out and just try to like get in that creative state. But I couldn't stop thinking about work. But yeah, like I try my best to work the least amount as possible.
But like which countries did you go to? Did you visit in Europe?
Yeah, so we went to Paris first for like a week, and then from
Yeah.
there we went to London for 2 days, up to
Hmm.
Amsterdam for three, and then we came down to Switzerland for two, and then down to
Nice.
Italy
Like
for
that's a
five.
full Europe tour.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we went just about everywhere, saw everything. It was super cool, man. Like the culture is very different, and it's pretty obvious that we're Americans, going around there. But yeah,
Everybody expects like you're American.
yeah. But it's awesome to see, like, especially in that short of time, all the different cultures, all the different people, and the way like different people live. I think it helps with business as well. Kind of
Hmm.
just like understanding people in general and the way different people interact with each other and how people operate, as far as like marketing, sales, everything.
By the way, what main difference did you find between U.S. citizens, for example, and Europeans? Did you find any
Yeah,
difference?
the way they act, number one. I think, I mean, Americans are just like, it's like hustle culture.
Yeah.
It's economy, just the way they operate. It's loud. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. But the Europeans, they're calm. They live a lot slower. So that's pretty transparent. And then as well as the dressing. I mean, you can spot an American just by the way they dress,
Really?
everywhere. Like we were making jokes the whole time, like, oh, there's an American, they got their like,
You
rather
could have
it's
pinpointed the Americans in Europe just
yes,
by
a
the way they
hundred percent,
dress.
100%. And I was
Crazy.
even talking to a lot of them, because I personally love the way they dress over there. I mean, it's just clean, it's nicer.
It's modest.
Yeah. And I was talking to them, they're like, yeah, we can tell like an American across the street. It's like, oh, that's, even like a hoodie, like the hoodie doesn't exist there. So yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's interesting. By the way, like some of the people watching right now are Lebanese. So, guys, Chris he actually said he is gonna visit Lebanon hopefully soon within the
Yes,
next
sir.
year.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
I can't wait. Like I literally can't wait for you to visit Lebanon because you're gonna experience a culture you've never experienced before.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
bro, like the hospitality, the good food, the good company, loving life. It's gonna be amazing. Hopefully.
yes. One of my best friends, my best friends, they're Lebanese. They've welcomed me into their family and very like cultural. Their grandma's from there. So I'm two for two on the Lebanese so far. I'm excited to get over there, see Sanaa. Maybe we even hit an interview
Of
in person.
course. Of course. By the way, I added the story. So now we should be able to start. If you want to post the story on your page as well, that's boom.
Yeah.
Um, all right. We can start, guys. I'm going to put the phone away. And once you're done with the story, let me know. Isa,
I
what
got the
questions do you have prepared for Chris?
That's awesome. So for the community, like, is it mainly Lebanese? I mean, I know it's growing, so I'm sure there's a ton of people in there, but like mainly Lebanese as of now, or no?
Mainly Lebanese as of now. We're now at 725 students, and we're growing. We're adding more business people to the community to either learn AI or to hire people from the community to work for them or with them.
Mhm.
And we have a few people that aren't Lebanese actually. Like the community is growing, and the bigger the personal brand gets, the more the variety we have.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. And I'll touch on school too. Like having business owners in that community um, is massive. That's how we met, actually.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. All right, so let's get started, Chris. I have a lot of questions. I want to catch up on a lot of things that you're doing. So yeah, let's start by telling the people how at 17 years old you started an AI agency. Go ahead.
Okay. 17 years old. So I would say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, sophomore year of high school, got super involved in like online money, or not super involved, but found out about it. Watching Iman Gadzhi, watching all these dudes, and you hear about it. Obviously, nobody in my school is taking action on it. Nobody's talking about it. Especially like 3 years ago. It's not like as big as it is now, for sure. So got into it, figured out about drop shipping first, actually. So my sister's ex-boyfriend, now one of my clients, was
Yeah,
drop shipping at the time. So he was in the space always, and I always kind of wanted to learn from him, but like, I was younger. Well, I literally watched his whole entire come up, but I never really understood it. And so I eventually called him one day. I was like, "Hey, what is this? Teach me this and teach me everything you know." And that's what he did. So, I was painting curbs, number one, and then I started to learn little bit about drop shipping, and honestly went completely all in. I remember like one night I skipped a party hangout with all my high school buddies. And I remember laying on a bed, crying, looking at
crazy.
Alibaba, just staring at Alibaba, like just so lost on what to do. What is online money? How do I make money? Whatever. So I did that. He helped me out a ton. He like gave me a store, helped me set up socials. So kind of learned the social media game a little bit as well. And like just the idea of online money. And eventually came across day trading, tried day trading. That was just like, it was nothing. Then I figured out about ChatGPT. That's when like ChatGPT started like becoming a thing. I saw it, I used it, and obviously my mind was blown just like everybody else.
That
And
was while you were still at school, right?
yes, yes. So like I would be a senior now in a high school, but I'm no longer in school. But yes,
No, you dropped out?
yeah, yeah. So
Crazy.
I'm not in school anymore. But yes, that was like junior year maybe. So last year actually, I think I started in November of last year. That's when I like saw ChatGPT. I remember it was Thanksgiving Day. I saw my Lebanese buddies that I was talking about. We were like looking at ChatGPT. We were like, what can we do with this, right? Deep dive into YouTube. As always, figured about this business model, AI agency. And at that point, again, I had tried whatever, all these business models, and I realized like there's AI is not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna figure this out one way or another. So boom, 6 months watching YouTube videos. I signed my first client through school, I believe. I believe it was school, and it was for free. Turns out it was actually a pretty massive like tea company. It was for this guy. He wanted to like do a presentation to bring AI to the company, and I just did a free project for him. Unfortunately, never went through, but I did the project. I went on N8N. I've never been so lost in my life.
Oof.
And that like 6 month period was easily the most brutal 6 months of my life, probably. Just like working 20 hours a day, staying up till 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., trying
Crazy.
to just figure out what N8N is. Delivered it for free, didn't end up getting paid for it. And then I signed my first ever client through school. I was posting in there every single day. That was my non-negotiable, 5 posts a day, providing value, reaching out, DMs. And I signed my first client, and it was a $4,000 deal. So I was like, all right.
Your first client was 4K at the age of
Yes.
17.
Yes. So that was like
Impressive.
I think that was like also like not necessarily lucky, but you know, it was like it was proof that like this would work. If I had signed like a $500, I'd be like, all right, whatever. But working 6 months and not making a single dollar to all of a sudden making 4K, it's like that is like, okay, wow, this is very possible. I had no idea how to deliver the project. I had no idea how I was going to deliver the project. But again, as I always do, I figured it out. I watched YouTube videos. I used AI to help me build it out on N8N, and ended up delivering, made the 4K. And then nobody knows why, but you'll hear it all the time. Like for some reason, once you start getting momentum, you just do. Signed another client, and then signed one more. And then I found Sinan.
That was in the span of like how many months?
Legit. So also, I guess I got to touch on that too. So before I signed that first client, I had 42 calls in 1 month just from school. I was so consistent with making sure I was DMing people, and school like was a little less restrictive on like the bigger communities as well. Like there was no limit to messages. There's no like limit to stuff. So I was sending so many DMs and posting so much. That was my only like acquisition source till I got into like cold email and stuff. But that was my only acquisition source. Every day, that's what I was doing.
So question, like you were inside of other school communities that aren't yours, and there were business owners, and you were DMing those business owners to work with them?
Exactly. So like your community would be a great example. Leah Motley's community, every AI community on school I was in, and I was spamming it. So I booked like, it was legit 41 calls throughout that month before I signed my first client, and I did not close a single client. So it didn't just come. Obviously, I had no idea what I was doing with sales. I had my non-negotiable, which was 30 minutes on ChatGPT every single night. I would just talk to it, ask it, say, hey, here's my sales calls. What am I doing wrong? What the hell am I doing? What is a proposal, man? Like I knew absolutely nothing. And I just learned it all through AI, right? And
guys, for context, like Chris was in school, like he doesn't have any kind of business experience or work experience, like serious work experience, because he was in school. Yeah. At the age of 17, he took that leap and he made the money that he wanted to make. So yeah, that's great, man. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah. And mind you, I've never worked a job before either. So as far as business knowledge goes, it's nothing from me. So other than YouTube and AI. So yeah, that was that. Didn't close a single client, eventually closed that first one, started to snowball, and then I started getting into like cold email with AI, which I'm sure you've taught or taught, and yeah, and then eventually just started snowballing.
That's cool, man. By the way, eventually I met Chris and we had a few meetings. He helped with a lot of clients, and we worked together on a few projects. He was actually awesome. And like you were in the trenches. You were working every single day. Anytime the client needed something from you, you were there, you were present. And that's how you build a good business, by the way. Chris, we have 2 questions in the comment, in the chat. So if you want to read them and answer the guys, and yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What is the most important advice you would give to someone at the beginning of their AI journey? My most important advice would be don't focus on N8N or building automations, or I mean, I would learn maybe like prompting on your free time, but purely acquisition and getting clients or getting leads through the door. Don't focus on the tech, because you can always figure it out, especially now. Like even when I started, like N8N was like maybe 3-4 months old as far as like people are aware of it. I'm not sure how old N8N is, but people are aware of it maybe 2 months before I even logged in. So it's a lot easier now to figure out how to build things. There's a million YouTube videos, tutorials. You can use AI. Claude is great for like even giving you the code to do it. So focus on acquisition of clients. That's probably my biggest. A lot of people I see focus on the technology and learning the technology before they even have a client or an offer or something to like give people. Choose a niche or industry that you have experience in, whether you've worked a job, your parents, your uncle. Reach out to your family members, do work for free. And then once you have something that you've delivered that provides value, make that your offer, productize it, and just focus on lead generation.
I'm gonna add one thing, Chris, just for you to have more context. Like in Lebanon, there definitely isn't enough. There won't be enough opportunities compared to the US market.
Mhm.
So that's why, for example, Isa might not have the same easy path, that not easy, but the same like straight to the point path that you had when you got your clients. What would you recommend for Asa to do to get US clients, for example? Or do you think he can actually get US clients? One thing that I was suggesting is I always like tell them to start a personal brand. Without a personal brand, no one is going to trust you. At least start posting content, start reaching out, have some good English accent, and that is going to be the main stepping stone for them. What do you think?
I 100% agree. I think like even if you don't have followers, even if you don't have a massive, even just having that online just shows you're a real person and that you're not going to scam someone. So even if on your website, just at the very bottom, you have maybe a YouTube and an Instagram with 50 followers, it just shows that you're a real person and you know what you're talking about. So I think it's massive, and it just gets your name out there, and then eventually you build it and you get clients from that. Like, for example, my YouTube has maybe, I think it has like 105, 110 followers or subscribers. And I've generated, I think, over 10 to 15 like leads from just my subscribers.
Interesting.
And then, yes. And then my Instagram has like 200. And if I go through it right now, I would say 35 to 40% of them are qualified leads. So it doesn't need to be massive. You just need to know that you know what you're talking about and that you're a real person.
By the way, like that's literally the game. And starting a personal brand, you can get your friends to follow you. You can get people to follow you. I'm gonna answer the English versus Arabic personal brand. But once you have like, let's say 100, 200 followers, which is easy to get, it's so easy. If you post like 30 videos that are decent, engaging, interesting, you will get 100, 200 followers. This is like the easiest thing you can do. Once you have that, you can start reaching out, and if you have like some money, you can start running ads. Once you optimize your profile, you can do a shit ton of things to get the first client. And once you get the first client, the second client is going to be easier, and that's the snowball effect Chris was talking about. So yeah, I definitely agree. I think personal brand is the easiest and fastest and most straightforward thing you can do. With the minimum, the lowest barrier of entry.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%. And that's not something that I prioritize either. And that's 100% something that I've been prioritizing, because like the more I think about it, it's like, dude, you can be a modern day movie star by sitting in your room and posting videos. Like people would kill to be, you know, Matthew McConaughey or Tom Cruise or Jackie Chan or whatever it is. And you can do it from your room now. Like the biggest dudes making the most amount of money pretty much in the world, like, are just social media dudes. And you're going to see that like 10 years from now, literally the most wealthy dudes are going to be the dudes that are massive on social media, like Jake Paul, Logan Paul. These dudes are investing in 10 to 15 different companies. Iman Gadzhi are now becoming investors just because they built a personal brand. So, and people think you have to marry like this idea or this one topic that you talk about, but just start posting and your viewers will tell you what to post and you'll figure out whatever it is from there.
They don't need to have a big personal brand similar to Iman Gadzhi. Like all they need to have is a few hundred followers, good content, valuable content, showing people that they can trust them, like they can be trusted, and that the rest is going to be history for them. Like the rest is going to be just like a matter of time. So Isa, this is for you, man. You need to start your personal brand. By the way, Isa is a killer. He's been building a lot of insane and workflows. He's doing an amazing work. So yeah, like I really trust that Isa can get at least 1 to 2 or to even 3 clients within his first 2-3 months if he starts his personal brand the right way. Going on to the next question, we had let me see what we had here. So Well was asking, is there any trick or advice to reach out to clients even starting for low price for free?
Yes, yes. So reaching out to clients, for me, it was school. I think school is a great platform. I mean, especially like Sinan has one with a ton of people that are builders. And like you said, he's getting business owners in there that are going to be able to hire you out. I would join every single school community. I mean, it's the easiest, like freest way to get clients. That's like, it's low hanging fruit, right? There's literally people asking for builds and versus like LinkedIn or cold email. You're going to people that are asking for it. I would personally say like just go into school communities, as many as you can. Look for people that are asking for stuff, and DM them without sounding like a robot. Just say, hey, saw your post. This is what I can do. This is what I've done. If you've done anything, if you haven't, just say, this is what I can do. I'm happy to fulfill for free. And a 9 out of 10 times, I'm sure if you provide good value, they will rather pay you for that or give you another project to work on, and you'll get paid. So I think a lot of people like underestimate working for free because they think that they're better than that. But I completely disagree. There's nothing wrong with doing something for free, because 9 out of 10 times you're going to get paid after it anyways, whether that's another build or they just pay you for that. And I think it's a lot better than low price, because if you charge a low price, the perceived value is not there, and they're still taking money out of their pocket to pay you. And someone in a third world country can do the same thing. So I think free, showing your value first, and then then trying to sign a bigger deal following that. That's what I would
I
say.
totally agree, man. Like, Isa, for example, what you can do right now is join school communities like Liam Otley, Nate Herc. They're free. They have hundreds of thousands of people in the communities. So once
Mhm.
you join that, there's already people asking for like people to help with automations. You can be that person. One of the ways, by the way, that I got to meet a lot of US AI builders, for example, I was in a school community and I asked for help. I had a client and I need to fulfill for the client. I couldn't do it myself. I didn't have the time. So I asked, like, I just posted one post and I got like 18 different people DMing me, telling me, hey, I'm willing to do the work. I had like 5, 6 meetings. You can be one of those people. If you do it on a long enough framework or like timeline, you will be able to get a client or two. Similar to what just Chris mentioned. I think that's a golden start. I didn't think of that actually, but yeah.
Yeah. And to touch on that, Sinan taught me a very important lesson in business is follow up. Sinan, for example, he posted, I think I DM'd him, and he's like, yeah, let me get back to you. And then his client ended up falling through, and I followed up, I think once, and then I followed up again, and he's like, hey, that client fell through, but here's a new project that you can have. And we ended up working together. So follow up with people. I mean, like Liam Motley's got to give me some award or a plaque. I'm his #1 dude in there. I lived in that community, just constantly
Wow.
talking to people, and I've even had like cool experiences and connections that I've connected with people, even if I don't sign them as a client. So yeah, I would just live in a school community with builders that can help you out, and then also business owners that are asking for projects.
Yeah, like by the way, guys, I met Chris on Liam Otley's school community. He DM'd me. Like that's how Chris and I met, and we started working together. If he was able to do that at the age of 17, any one of you guys should be able to do the same by doing even more work, like more input than what Chris did. Like if he reached out to 100 people, reach out to 200, 300 people, you will definitely get a client. If you didn't get a client, at least you sharpen your skills and you're better off, like prepared for the next client. So I
Mhm.
think that's one of the most important things you can do. Aside from starting your own personal brand, once you go all in on these two things, like man, I can guarantee them they're gonna get 1 or 2 clients.
Yeah, yeah, and also like a lot of people, like if you don't have a client, you have nothing else to do other than to post social media and do outreach. So it's like just do those two things. Again, why I say like don't focus on trying to build end-to-end automations right now, or don't focus on the tech. Like you should just be prioritizing those two things. And once you sign a client, fulfill while focusing on those two things. And then again, so if you're in school or you have a job, I guarantee you have 3 to 4 hours throughout the day. If I checked all of your screen time, I know there would be 3 to 4 hours on there that you can be doing outreach, even at work or at school. Like I used to bring my computer to school every single day, sit in the back of the class and I would get my work done. I would get my work done. But at the same time, I was always outreaching and always trying to figure out social media, like post on social media.
Yeah, let me just take a screenshot of this in case I need to post a reel about it. So, all right. So Ayman is asking, he 1 second. So yeah, Ayman is asking concerning the personal brand for AI. Do you recommend to start in Arabic or in English or both? I'm gonna tell you something. The biggest opportunities in the world are in the US market. They're not in the Lebanese market, nor even in the Middle Eastern market compared to the US. What you can do is start in English. There's nothing holding you back. Or if you don't have a great accent, it's not wise to start in English. So start in Arabic and try to reach for the GCC. In the GCC, you have really big businesses that with owners who speak Arabic, you can actually work with them. You can help them a lot. But the most important thing is start a personal brand. Once you do that, if you're comfortable talking in like Arabic with a Lebanese dialect, do that, but post value. Post a lot of valuable content. Teach people stuff, teach business owners what they can do. If you want to target a certain niche, for example, let's say it's e-commerce stores. Talk about how e-commerce stores can fix their problems. And in Lebanon, by the way, Chris, in Lebanon, we have such a big e-commerce network and community. You can actually work with Lebanese e-commerce stores. Find a way to solve e-commerce stores problems with AI, and you should be able to close at least inside of Lebanon 5 to 10 e-commerce clients, and like make $500 to $1,000 at least per small automation for them. So yeah, like start with your Lebanese dialect, like in Arabic. Target, for example, e-commerce stores. Target big corporations in Lebanon. And if you want to level up and you have the skills and you have the communication like ability, target the US market. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think like if you can't speak English, like then attack like the big Lebanese markets. I also think like which I'm not too sure because I haven't tapped into it, so I'd like to hear your opinion on this. But like U.S. owners or U.S. business owners, I mean, I know there's a
In
lot of
Dubai.
them out there, but they have heard about AI, and I'm sure there's a ton of Lebanese like massive companies that haven't even crossed their mind. Which again, I'm not too sure, so I'd like
No,
to
no,
hear
true.
yeah, and even like the European market, like that's how a lot of like software companies start, or like
Anytan, I think, is a German company, by the way.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Yes, and it's like a lot of people will just take an American software because here in America we're just living in our own world, just like it's always changing, right? And you take a great
Yeah.
idea and you just move it to a market that hasn't seen it yet. So I don't think that's a terrible idea. The only thing is obviously like the money. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think if you target like a big enough company that hasn't seen it before, I think like you could also get your hands on something like that too.
By the way, guys, like when it comes to the money, you can find a way. Like there is a lot of options. You can use WAP. WAP is something you can have an individual account. You don't need a company, and you can send a payment link for 1,000, 2,000. I think the max is 2.5K without a business account. So you can solve it, and you can cash out in crypto. So when like don't put obstacles in front of you. Money wise, you can solve it through WAP. Getting clients wise, you can solve it through either school community, as Chris suggested, or personal brand, or ads, or outreach. You can do a lot of things as long as you want this. You can do it. So I think that's where we're gonna end the answer for that question, Ayman. Chris, this is for you. Wael is asking: is LinkedIn a good option, and how for AI?
Is you say LinkedIn?
Yeah.
LinkedIn. So that's hard. Like for me, I kind of like took so my personal like niche is people that are online coaches, info, people that are already on social media. So my specific industry isn't on LinkedIn. So it doesn't like really relate to me. If your industry or your niche that you're going for is on LinkedIn, I would hammer down on LinkedIn. I mean, it's literally a platform made for business owners. So if you can blow up on LinkedIn, I think it's one of the most powerful tools. If you're targeting like, that B2B and the people that are on there. For me personally, like it doesn't correlate because none of my leads are on LinkedIn, but I personally think LinkedIn is probably the most powerful platform. But it is hard. but it's literally a platform made for business owners. So if your niche is on there, I would get it, and I have mine automated just because.
Yeah.
So I'm posting posts every single day, and photos along with the posts, just scraping the best on there and posting it on there. So I have mine automated. If it's like not your main priority, I don't think it should be your main. But I don't think it's a bad idea to just automate it and have it going. And even like you could send cold DMs on there automated. But yeah, it just depends on your niche, in my opinion.
I would suggest one thing, because like from a marketing background, by the way, I didn't introduce myself for the people who don't know me. So I had 2 marketing agencies, current chief marketing officer and AI lead. I have an AI community with 700 plus students. So from a marketing perspective, we have tried LinkedIn as an outreach method. It's the hardest compared to Meta ads, compared to Instagram, compared to reaching out, for example. So I wouldn't suggest you start with LinkedIn as a first step. Start with School. I think School is going to be the fastest way for you to get clients. Join at least 10 big AI communities for free, or even like join the paid ones. Business owners don't have the time to do this. This is where you guys come in. Once you have the skill and you have the like, you're able to communicate with the business owners, you can go in and build these automations for them for $1,000, $2,000, even in the GCC or even inside of Lebanon. So I think start with School, as Chris suggested, then with Instagram, personal brand, outreach, and possibly eventually ads. This is something we're gonna add to the community soon, by the way.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna need that. We're actually looking like into a media buyer soon. So I think ads are, especially in the AI space. I mean, again, like it's massive.
It's a blue ocean, like literally.
Yeah, it's like in our heads, we're so consumed by it. We think it's like, saturated already, but I mean, dude, it's so open. So yeah, I think ads are gonna rip once we start launching those.
Well, also asked, are there school communities we can join? I typed in the chat, Liam Otley, Nate Herc. There's a bunch of other free AI communities that you can join. These 2 are the top in the world at the moment. And yeah, like you can join a lot of communities and start getting US clients through those communities. And if you need any help with the outreach or the message or talking to clients, just hit me up on School and I'll help you with that, or even on WhatsApp. Yeah, so moving on to the next point. So you mentioned that you got some clients, you got them through School, we eventually met, and then what? How did you get the best month in terms of revenue?
So I took a big pivot, I think 3 months ago. I went from so before it was like AI was like super new. So like you could lead like we're so AI, we do everything with AI, we're so AI. Now I think like it's like so like noisy, the AI space in general, with all the different SaaS tools. It's just a very noisy space right now just because of how massive it is. I have now personally taking it to a way where I'm selling this outcome. So for my example, I'm able to generate my creator content based off what's performing. And I've really pivoted into taking data and simplifying it into literally everything. So I'm using it to create content. I'm scraping my coaches' best performers, tracking where the money's coming from off of which post, using AI to say, okay, this is why that worked. Let's perform a similar script. And then all the way to lead. This is what the lead filled out. This is our current sales script. Here would be a great sales script for this call. Or taking data even from like our ads, our funnel, our content, and then helping us write VSLs and copy, and using it to aggregate data to then give an outcome, whether that is copy, content, automations, even within. So we send a form, our daily accountability form. This is how much cash we collected. This is everything. It's going to automatically fill out our table and then tell us, wow, this was a great month. Let's notify him. Why was this a great month? Go back to the numbers, update our copy, transcribe sales calls, absolutely everything. I've more led with that and saying, hey, this is what we can do. And we're just going to use data and AI to do it. Instead of necessarily like, this is the AI agent I'm going to build. Because again, at the end of the day, the business owners don't care about what the agent looks like. They don't care about your N8N canvas. They care about the result you're getting them. So that's my take, is really just leading with the result. But I also think like AI is cool to like add in there, just because, you know,
Yeah.
it's a fine line. It's kind of hard. Like people are going both ways, but I think it's like you say, okay, this is AI, but this is what you're gonna get. This is the result you're gonna get.
But by the way, man, like when it comes to getting clients and fulfilling for clients, people still don't understand. It's not about AI. It's not about marketing. It's not about the service you provide, whether it's recruiting, marketing, sales, AI, whatever it is. Business owners just care about the result. The clients Chris and I worked with in the US, for example, they don't even care what N8N is, how it looks like, or how it works. All they care about is for them to get the result, pay a certain amount of money to get that result, and have an ROI based on what you have built for them. So you have to think this way, like promise the result, talk about the result, talk about what you can do, how you can make the, like business owners care about a few things: time, saving money, making more money, and like speeding up the process. This is what AI can actually help with.
Yeah.
So yeah, and by the way, back when Chris was still like optimizing and building his agency and stuff like that, we had like a meeting, and I told Chris, man, you need to, like, let's say, follow up, make sure the clients are satisfied. And ever since that day, he's been killing it, to be honest.
Yes. Sinan definitely did help me. Like when we worked together, just because like he was getting into AI. So definitely like one of my closer clients that I've been able to talk to, learn from. Obviously, he's been in the space. But yeah, man, like I think people, like, just because AI is so new, people are like confused. Like, do I lead with it? Is it like a you know, buzzword that I should use? Should I not use it? But I think just think about it like any other. If you're running a digital marketing agency, you're not going to say, hey, I'm going to target your audience, and your meta pixel is going to be optimized, and we're really going to. No, you're just saying, I'm just going to get you more leads. You know, so I think that's the best way to think about it.
Yeah. And like tell the people more about, I think you're now transitioning from an agency service into a coaching or community. Like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, so I kind of went like, I mean, the business model names, you know, there's a million. Like, the best way I would describe it is rather like a info agency, info consultant, growth operator. Like, it's, I have a skill and time that people online want. So I work with creators that are selling something from their social media. A lot of the time, it's rather like fitness coaches, biz op coaches, consultants, that are teaching coaches. So anybody using social media to sell something online is typically where I like to work, just because I'm able to provide the content, and then the funnel, the copy, the VSLs, and all the sales assets, just so they can post and then teach their students or get their sales, get their result. So that's kind of where I'm at, but that's just my niche. I mean, it's all, again, it's the same, whoever you're targeting, whether it's real estate, it's all the same thing. I'm just taking AI, and rather fulfilling with it or using it to fulfill for them.
Yeah, interesting. And like, let's say, aside from them starting their own business or getting clients from the US, do you think the guys in the community, by the way, they're killers, like they're actual killers, and some of them have computer engineering background, so they can even take it to the next level when it comes to the software and the coding and the back end, or building a full like system for them without using any ton. So do you think they might be able to also get jobs, like part-time jobs or freelance gigs, something like that, in the US, maybe with you, maybe with people in the space?
Yes. So like, even for me, I'm going to have to start hiring like software developers, to where I can take my solutions I'm providing and then turn it into a entire software. So to where, instead of giving my clients a Notion dashboard, I have a full software where all of their JSON profiles, which is just their content, their business, their offer, absolutely everything about them in robot language, in JSON, and use that so where I can onboard them to the software, and they can have their appointment setters trained, they can have their sales reps trained, they can have their content created for them, they can track all the money they're making from all their content, all in one place. So I think like even that's a great place to start. So if you didn't want to, you know, maybe necessarily run a consultancy or an agency, or like be a growth partner, whatever it is, if you wanted to just reach out to these creators and say, hey, I can build this for you. I can build a system that will automatically script your content, or I can build a AI agent that will train your appointment setters and do mocks with them, or I can build a system that tracks all your sales reps and trains them for you. So I think like if you're very, very, very technical, you can build like softwares for, like I even have coaches where I've literally built an entire, well, not me, but my business built a software for a coach, which is like a full health tracking app that every client he has now onboards those people on there. And now he has a full entire app with all of his clients in one place. It's custom. They can track all their calories, macros, and all their metrics, and it's easy for him and it's easy for his clients.
Interesting, something that like there was one thing that you said that was interesting to me. You said that you're looking to hire, like you want to hire software engineers. Question for you: would you hire Lebanese AI engineers and experts if their salaries were like more affordable than the US?
Whether they're more affordable or not, I would 100% reach out to someone. So when that time comes, Sinan's community is, I'll hit Sinan up and he'll find me a killer that's showing up to all his calls, constantly in the community and actually doing the work. I'm sure he'll find me someone dope. And yes, I 100% would.
Why is that, by the way? Like, is it like your experience with Lebanese? Do you have a positive experience with Lebanese as an AI?
I mean, I'm again, like I said, I'm 2 for 2 on the Lebanese. As far as I know, the Lebanese are great people. Even your coworkers, every Lebanese.
Riyadh, do you remember Riyadh?
Yes, Riyadh, my boy. Every Lebanese I've worked with so far has been a 10 out of 10. So yes, I would 100%. And they tend to be good with AI apparently. So yes, I 100% would.
All right, like let's talk about where do you think AI is going? What do you plan on doing? What's the next step for Chris West?
Next step for Chris West. So as far as I'm concerned, my goal is to create the most massive database possible. So I want to be able to create my own database and a database for every single one of my clients to where it is loaded with absolutely everything and constantly being updated, whether that is Instagram DMs, sales calls, content, comments, likes, absolutely everything about a creator's business into a database that I can provide, as well as have my own that's constantly being updated. I think that's where AI shines, is simplifying data, and is the easiest way to scale a business. If you know exactly what's working, and you're seeing a pattern that it tends to work over and over, then you're going to replicate that thing and you're going to scale. So that's my personal goal is
interesting
mastering, or not, maybe not me personally, but figuring out a way to where I can create databases and use AI to pull data to write copy, create content, scale businesses, show data in a simplified manner. And that's where I want to go, and build software that is backed by all this data.
And by the way, like the reason why this is going to be definitely the future and there is no escape from this for businesses, like this is exactly why businesses need AI, because it's something that makes them more money, or at least more profit, because it decreases the cost and it makes their business faster, more efficient. Their clients are going to be more satisfied with the AI service, and on top of that, they cannot do it on their own. And there's no one who is going to be able to create a database for that business. Even AI won't be able to create a database for the business. So there will always be that gap where AI builders and engineers are going to be the people who are going to fill that gap. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%. Like a great example is I had a client, onboarded him, and I have them fill out a form to create like their JSON profiles, which again is just them turned into JSON, their offer, everything about their business. And within 2 hours, we had rebuilt his entire funnel, all of the copy, which was 15 pages. and wrote 7 VSLs all within 2 hours. So that right there is where AI shines. I just turned around and built the whole entire funnel with 7 VSLs in 2 hours. No human could possibly do that at a high level. Now, did the AI do it all? No, I had to go through and like touch it up. But if you know how to prompt it and you know how to give it the right data, it's very, very powerful. And I think that's where it shines, is taking data and turning it into a deliverable or a product or whatever it is. But yeah, like that was like, I mean, it's insane to me. I work in the field every single day, and it blows my mind every single day. And I can't sleep at night, legit, thinking about everything that you can do with AI. So don't get overwhelmed with it though, as well. Like, I mean, it's too much sometimes, but I think if you can get creative and use it in a way that makes sense for your niche or what you like to do or what you are good at, I think it's not going anywhere, because no copywriter will ever be able to compete with me, because I can turn around 7 VSLs and a full funnel in 2 hours. So
yeah, like a similar example of how good AI is, I wanted to have a marketing research done on the US recruiting industry. So usually if you want to create a marketing research, or if you want to do a marketing research report, what you need to do is spend weeks reading articles, reading sources, reading books, trying to get that information, asking people, interviewing people to actually understand how that market works. But what I did was I just had a little chat with Claude. I gave it a good prompt, and Claude ended up within 15 minutes. Claude generated a full marketing research report about the US industry when it comes to recruiting. And it gave me everything: the pain points, the desires, the bottlenecks, how AI can help them. It gave me everything, Chris. Like, this is something even great marketers won't be able to do within a week.
Yeah.
Within 15 minutes, it had 389 sources summarized, checked. It went through them. It gave me the best report I could imagine. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's the true power of AI, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, also Claude's like super underrated, I personally think, but yeah, it is ridiculous. And I've tested it on like my own industry just to make sure it's not tripping. Cause you know, when you're doing a new industry, you don't necessarily know the pain points. And sometimes it sounds like robotic, but if you do it on your own, you'll see like it knows what it's talking about. So like I was saying, they fill out that form. I'm doing market research. I know all the pain points. I know his voice. I know I've scraped all of his content. I can write a funnel that is actually good with all those VSLs, or even an offer. Like, we launched an offer within 2 weeks, A to Z. It wrote all the emails, all the VSLs, all the copy, the entire funnel, how to even structure the funnel, where to put the testimonials, absolutely everything. So that's again, speed, results, or you know, the actual way you do it. So like, AI is good at all 3 of those things. Find a niche and deliver.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let's go back to answering a few questions. So yeah, I think we answered Ayman first. Then Ayman asked another question. My current expertise is 1 year in contracting and construction, small to medium-sized businesses, but I'm unable to solve their problems with AI/automations. Any recommendations for choosing a new niche? Go ahead, Chris.
That's not true. You can solve their problem. And the best way to find their problem is, number one, if you already have expertise in it, you already know what they struggle with. And I know what you think, like contracting, construction, it's with their hands. It's, I promise you, there's stuff that goes behind the scenes. Even if it's like contracts or whatever it is, I promise you that there's something that they do online that can be automated. Or
admin work, Google Sheets, Google Docs, anything that they use on the cloud is automatable.
Exactly. And if you don't know, then use AI. Say, you know, what AI services can contracting and construction, small to medium-sized businesses use, and it'll give you exactly what you can offer. So you don't need a new niche.
And aside from that, like let's say you just hate construction, you can choose any niche that you like, and you can go in and help them. If you have experience in a certain niche, for example, let's say it's not e-commerce, it's big companies or corporations or recruiting or accounting, whatever it is, marketing agencies. If you have some sort of experience, or you might be able to learn that industry fast and quick, similar to the report I generated through Claude, by the way, you can do anything you want, and any business on this earth can benefit from AI, whether
Yeah.
it's like 10%, 20%, 30%, or even 80%. They can benefit from AI.
Yeah. Yeah. And mind you, again, like I never worked a job. I had no, my dad doesn't own a business. My uncles don't own a bit. Like I had no experience in any industry, other than, you know, now the one just because I knew someone in the space. But like with AI, you can do enough market research and get enough information about any industry that you want. So, and you don't have to marry a niche. People get so stuck up on choosing a niche and like I have to hammer down. Just you can rather choose a deliverable, so you can rather choose an automation that works for multiple niches, or choose a niche and build a bunch of different automations for that niche. But you don't have to
Totally
marry one.
agree.
Just give a delivery, and if you deliver something and oh, this would also work for this, then maybe try to productize that. Or if you're like, oh, I can add this for this niche and I can add another deliverable onto it, then choose that niche and go deep into it. But yeah, I think people think they have to marry a niche and that there's like this perfect niche, but there's not.
Bro, I 100% agree. Like, I 100% agree. AI builders or engineers, like, there's no need for them to stick to one niche only. For example, I've built agents for recruiting, for email marketing agencies, for sales agencies, like appointment setters. So, like, you can build anything you want. Again, it's the skill, it's the value that you provide, and the value that you bring to the table that's valuable. This is what's going to make you money, and this is what businesses need. You can do anything you want. Like this sentence, keep this sentence in mind. Let's move on to the yes, we actually are just looking to start with one client and it will flow. Exactly. Like once you start with one client, then the second, you are going to build momentum and you're going to get the results you're looking for.
Yes.
Thank you, Isa, for mentioning that I helped. All right. So Ayman has a lot of follow-ups. All right. So as a follow-up, I'm super interested to dive into lead conversion, nurturing, marketing, and this kind of outreach. What do you think, Chris?
Yes. So that is like pretty much what I do is those things. And again, like I said, using data and AI, man. Like as far as like lead conversion, nurturing, marketing, you're just taking, okay, what's converting leads? Let's take all of our, you know, sales calls that we've closed for whatever business owner you're working with. Let's scrape the sales calls. Let's scrape the client calls that we've had with them. What are the commonalities between here? Why did they convert? As well as like every client I work with, I add an onboarding form that tells them like why they worked with us, what made them scared, what was like the turning point for them, what actually made them buy, why did they choose me? And so now I know why they chose me. I scraped the sales script and then I went over the client calls. I find the commonalities and I use that in my marketing to then convert to leads, which I think like all transcribes. And then as well as nurturing. So again, we take the onboarding call, we take all the sales calls, all the objections that we're getting, and we add that all into the nurture process to make sure we're handling all objections before they hop on the call. So that's what I think.
Definitely, man. And by the way, like now that I'm thinking about that, maybe we can have a live stream where you can show the builds you've built, or we can walk through something that you've built or something we've worked together on. That would be very effective for the students, and this can also maybe fuel your own community as well. I would love for the people in this chat, for example, to actually learn from you as well, because you have your own unique experience with AI.
Yeah. And I think it's like there's two different like versions. You can rather like use AI in like a super, like if you're super technical, mind you, again, like I have no technical experience either. So I started with no business experience, no technical experience, no social media experience, no experience whatsoever in school. So if I can do it, I promise you, I'm very fortunate. So I'm not going to act like, I'm this rare, came up from the trenches, but if I can do it, I promise you, you can.
Yeah, definitely, man. We still have 3 questions. After that, maybe you can, if you have any questions for me, you can ask that. And then we're going to like kind of wrap up and conclude what we just talked about. So Fatima says, I don't have technical background and still want to benefit from the opportunity AI is bringing. What advice do you have for me to make it easier for me to learn and apply AI?
Use AI to learn everything. Again, I didn't have a technical background. I don't even necessarily like tech, but I love what AI can do for me and I love the results that it gets me. So if I were you, I would focus on signing clients. If you already have clients, then just use AI and YouTube to fulfill for them. Say, hey, AI, this is the problem I'm working with. If you're in like N8N, you can literally copy and paste your whole entire workflow and put it into Claude and say, this is the entire workflow, and I'm getting this error, or I want this output, and it'll change it for you and give you back the code to copy and paste. So I don't think tech is really necessary in the era of AI. But if you don't have a client, and if you really, really can't do it, you can always hire it out to somebody else. And you got a little bit of expertise with signing a client, doing the sales process, doing the whole entire process. But yeah, I would focus on getting clients. And if you already have them, use YouTube, use N8N, use Sinan's course and modules. And if you take in enough information, I promise you'll learn. And you do enough trial and error, I promise you. Again, 6 months of just trial and error. I didn't even know what N8N was. So just do volume and eventually you'll figure it out.
Definitely, man. 100%. I think that's it for now. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. In the meantime, Chris, tell me, what do you want to talk about? Do you have any questions? Do you want to tell the guys something?
Yeah, I want to know where you think AI is going, where you want to take your community. What are Sinan's next steps?
Interesting. All right, so where I think AI is going, I think AI is gonna increase, and AI is gonna increase in terms of how valuable it is for businesses. Every single business is gonna be using AI within the next 5 to 10 years. It's just gonna take time, there's early adopters, late adopters, etc. like that. So I think every business is gonna use it. And when it comes to marketing, when it comes to sales, it's gonna be an essential part. Like any new marketer who wants to succeed in marketing needs to understand how AI can help with marketing. It's going to be just like the easiest way to win over the competition. So yeah, I think AI is going to just become even more valuable and more needed and in more demand. So anyone who's learning AI, anybody who's starting to get into AI, I think it's going to be a really enjoyable run in the next 5 to 10 years. That's regarding where AI is going, where my community is going to go, and where I want to take it. I'm trying my best, bro, to connect Lebanese AI experts who I'm teaching myself and who they already have some experience as well. I want those people who can deliver so much value to any type of business in the whole world. I want to connect them to US businesses. I want to even help them start their own business, just as we were mentioning on this podcast. So that's mainly my vision with the community. And also I want to help, whether it's Lebanese businesses or any type of business, to learn AI, to understand how AI can help with their business, not just with N8N and automations. Man, the AI tools right now are on a next level. Like 2 years ago, they were shit. AI tools were shit, man. Now they're actually Nano Banana can do wonders at the moment. Or Higgsfield, for example, it can create full movies or full videos, and you can't know, like Sora, you can't distinguish if it's real or not.
It's insane.
So yeah, I think that's where I want to go. I want to teach people. I want to help. I want to be part of this big AI revolution that we're witnessing and experiencing. And I think you feel the same.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I mean, business owners are rather going to adopt AI, or they're not going to have enough money to pay you to install it either way. So if you are trying to start an AI agency or become an AI growth operator or whatever you're trying to do with AI, I'm telling you right now to put your head down and just do it. And it's going to suck and it might be hard. But there's no other business model out there. There's no other, secret get rich quick thing out there other than AI. I truly believe it is a get rich quick scheme. It's stupid what you're able to do. Dude, I've never launched an offer in my life. I'm able to launch an entire offer in 2 weeks, drive 4,000 people to a paid community with no experience at all. And that in my brain is just absolutely ridiculous. All at the age of 18. So it's put your head down, figure it out, and just do lots of trial and error and lots and lots and lots of volume.
Yeah, that's it, man. There's one more question I have for you, but before I ask you that final question, guys, stay till the end. I have another question for you. Give me one moment to record this. Yo, Chris, how was the podcast?
Amazing, bro. Amazing. Had a good time. Had a good talk with Sinan, some of his students. I can tell these boys are going to win. They're dialed. They know what they want. They know, I know for a fact, if they listen to what Sinan says, they actually take action. They do so much volume, they will succeed.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
All right. My final question for you, Chris, is with everything you've done and learned, actually, like let me rephrase that. With everything you've built with AI, your AI agency at 17, and all the experience in the last 2 years, what's the one thing that you would want any person who's learning AI to know?
Whew. If there's one thing, I would say learn how to get clients, then learn AI. like realistically, and learn how to get clients and sell the result instead of AI, I guess would be a better frame. I think a lot of people are too focused on AI, too focused on learning how to build, prompt, do all these things with AI. In my opinion, that comes second. The game of business has not changed because AI exists. It's still, you're taking a skill set and you're selling that skill set for money. So don't get your head caught up in all of the AI. Business is still business. You just have better tools, better access. So learn the business game, the game of business, and selling and getting clients and marketing. Just use AI to assist you. That's the one piece I would leave.
Bro, I did not expect you to say learn business before you learn AI. But thinking about it, it's true. Maybe for me, I don't like feel the need to do that because my background is marketing and business and all of that. And I then learned AI. So it's super easy for me to get the clients. It's super easy for me to build the personal brand and to know how to navigate my way into getting the clients. But yeah, I think yeah, like the next biggest thing that people who are building and learning AI is for them to learn how to sell them and how to market, for example. So mainly through the personal brand. I definitely agree.
Yeah,
Chris,
I think you should still be in a community around AI. So like, I'm not saying to go out and read, every book about business. Still learn AI, but learn business first along with it, I think.
Yeah, definitely agree, man. Before we end this live podcast, I have one thing for you to say. Maybe next time we have a convo, maybe it's going to be more about marketing. Like, man, right now we're getting hundreds of leads from the US. We've spent $40,000 last month on ads, meta ads. We get at least 200, I think, 200 leads a month who eventually book calls that make more than 10,000. Some make 100, some make $1 million a month through ads. So the power of marketing is insane. Any person who wants to build a big business when it comes to an AI, like an AI agency, for example, needs marketing. And I think I can offer a lot of insight. So maybe next time you can be the one asking the questions. I'm going to be the person talking about how AI agencies can do that.
Yes, sir. Yes. I would love to get a little marketing masterclass from Sinan. That's one thing I'm working on. Again, like most of the people I work with already have personal brands. But as far as like ramping that up with ads, webinars, I would love a little marketing masterclass from Sinan.
Let's do it, man.
Yes,
Chris, thank you a lot for getting on this podcast with us. Thank you for the guys who actually, man, like 13 people on live is decent. Like 13 with us for an hour. I really appreciate you guys. I hope. Wait. I have one more question for you guys, the people who are watching. Guys, do you think Chris and I provided enough value for you on this podcast? Comment in the chat, please. It's going to take a few minutes or like a few seconds for them to listen to what I just said.
Amazing information. And Sinan, why should they join your community? What's in your community that they should be in there to see?
By the way, I think most of the people on this live are from the community. I think, yeah, like most of them. So why? Because I'm learning a lot about AI. I keep on learning more. I keep on building. I keep on becoming a better person, a better AI builder, I mean, and a business owner as well. So I want to teach them this. I want to teach them um, exactly what we were just talking about. Man, once I turned off the video, they started typing more stuff. All right. So yeah, that's mainly it. Any
Amazing,
final
brother.
words, Chris?
Sinan, I'll tell you guys right now, again, I've been in the space. Sinan knows what he's talking about. He is not like a lot or some of the people that you will see online. I can tell he knows what he's talking about. He genuinely cares about you guys also. I can see his passion for his community and his people, and that he genuinely, when I asked him, what do you want to do with this? Where do you think AI is going? I think I heard the word help 10 times. So I can tell this dude genuinely wants to help. He genuinely loves AI. Like when I started working with him, there was no need for him to but he was pestering me, asking to get on calls, asking to learn AI. This dude, this dude genuinely loves it. So you guys are learning from someone great. I really appreciate your time, Sinan. It was great to catch up, man. I haven't talked to you in a little bit, but for sure we'll get a Sinan marketing masterclass going for everyone to listen in on and learn a little bit from the man himself.
And next time, hopefully, we're gonna see you in Lebanon.
Yes. Summer we'll see Lebanon.
Bro,
and
I promise you, if you come visit Lebanon, I'll create a live workshop where you can teach people about AI. We can get at least 50 to 100 people live with us watching you talk about AI. So I promise you, and I'll definitely give you the best tour in Lebanon.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. I'll be there in the summer. I'll send Sinan the dates once I get them, and we'll do it. Hopefully we can see some of the people in here in person.
Definitely, man. Definitely. With that being said, thank you a lot, Chris. Thank you guys for watching. And that's it. We're going to end the podcast.
Amazing. Thank you, Sinan.